Hey guys, what is up and welcome back. Is my elbow hiding a sink full of dirty dishes? Yeah, it is, but that's just so you don't have to look at it. I do plan on emptying my clean dishwasher very soon and filling it back up with those dishes anyway. How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. It's sunny today, and that means my batteries are on and working. So actually I can cross off one thing off of my to-do list, which was get ready. Sometimes if I don't write it down, most of the time I don't. Anyway, I'm feeling much better getting ready for the day. I want to make a few things since I am in the mood to do so, and I feel like I'm ready to have some fresh spring-like food. We are making homemade hummus today. Sydney's been asking me to make homemade hummus for a while now, and it just keeps getting put on the back burner and I forget about it. So we're gonna do hummus. I want to make a cucumber feta like cold salad and can have that for like sides for lunches and things. I have a pineapple I want to cut up. I want to make homemade tortillas for dinner. We are going to have a crock-pot chicken fajita tonight. I have promised Sydney that I would make a crock-pot meal. That way she can play as long as she wants outside after school, because we haven't been able to play. It's been really cold and rainy yesterday. It snowed a little bit. So, and we've been busy running around. So I promised I would make a crock-pot dinner so she can play outside super long. Then we'll come in and dinner's already ready. I don't have to prep it or anything or come in early for that. So I'm making homemade tortillas to go with that. That's on the list. We shall see how much I get done. Sydney is at chorus after school, so I have an extra hour today to go ahead and do the things. And yeah, hopefully get a lot of stuff done today. You guys, we have a lice outbreak in the community. This is not the first time. Like, it's happened a few times and I never had to deal with that as a kid. Knock on wood. Sydney is still good, but I am being overly, I've been gone down a rabbit hole several nights in a row, just, you know, checking her, making sure we're both good and taking all the precautions that I know that hopefully. So anyway, I went to CVS yesterday. I got one of those like combs. It came with a pack of 2, and I went ahead and combed her hair and just used a magnifying glass. She's, knock on wood, she's good. But I just want to have all of the tools and ducks in a row. So that's pretty much what we did yesterday after school. And then I treated her to a free ice cream cone day at Ben & Jerry's. So that, because of her suffering, pain and suffering, that was here you go. Anywho, I don't know why I decided to share that. I just saw it sitting on my counter right here. And yeah, here we go. Anyway, the first thing I want to go ahead and do is cut up the pineapple. I think I'm gonna freeze half of it because I wanna go ahead and try like a homemade Dole Whip situation. And so I'm gonna freeze half of the fresh pineapple and keep half of it in the fridge for consuming. Okay, I lied. Apparently I needed to do a cucumber feta salad first before I cut up the pineapple. That's how my brain works. I think I'm going to do something and then I'm like, no, immediately diverted and need to do something else. So I had this, it's just a very basic cucumber feta salad. I didn't have any red onion at the time, but typically I would put red onion in there. Sometimes I do it with chickpeas and then have it as a lunch. It is just so easy. It's nice and refreshing. I'm really hoping for spring soon, so I wanted a fresh vibe. Also love it for additions to Sydney's lunchbox as well. So we have just cucumber cut up and then a very quick Greek dressing that I did with some olive oil, lemon juice, salt and pepper, parsley. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in my freezer so that they don't all stick together. And then once they're frozen after a couple of hours, put them in a like freezer bag. And then they will be ready to go when I am ready to make the homemade Dole Whip. Next up was making a homemade hummus. I know I've shared this on my channel several times. It is just incredibly easy and fairly inexpensive to make, just depending on if you already have your tahini on hand. There are recipes you can make without it, but I prefer recipes with it. And I just make just a basic one. You can do a roasted red pepper one, which I've done before, and that's delicious. I just didn't have any peppers on hand. Lemon juice, chickpeas. We have a little bit of salt, cumin, paprika, a little bit of garlic, and blend that all up with some cold water to make it really fluffy. And it makes a large batch. Love to dip pretzels and veggies in it, make sandwiches with it, and it's a great source of protein and fiber. So hummus is a definite staple, and making it homemade or once you make it homemade, you realize how easy it is and inexpensive it can be, and it's just lovely. Fun fact, I'm not sure if I've ever shared it before, but the first time I ever made homemade hummus was actually in college. I had a nutrition cooking class, and I made homemade hummus, and I was supposed to double it, triple it, quadruple it for a recipe. And meanwhile, everyone else was making all of these recipes that took at least an hour to make. Mine took 10 minutes, and then I just twiddled my thumbs for the entire class. I have no idea why I picked hummus as the recipe I wanted to make, but apparently I've always been obsessed. I've always loved a hummus and pickle sandwich. And there's also something about making a list and crossing it off that gets my juices flowing and my motivation going. I have to do it. I'm a list maker and a list crosser offer. I've said it before, I'll say it again. That's just how I work. I was making a crock-pot chicken fajita, and I will leave you with that. Boy, did it feel good to finally make food and feel like we had food in the refrigerator going. Since I have been making more things from scratch lately, when I go a week without doing that because I'm not feeling well or we're busy, it feels like we never have food in the house. And it's because the food maker has been on a break. And I had no tortillas on hand, so I wanted to go ahead and make some flour tortillas. I know it's diabolical. I just prefer flour tortillas over corn. It's a preference. I don't know. They're very easy to make. Flour, salt, baking powder, a little bit of either like butter or oil, and some water. I'm not the best at making them. They don't come out so pretty, but they actually taste really good and really easy to make. We're supposed to go to a little Easter thing today, and waking up to snow. It is going to change over to rain, so it's not going to stick, but still. April 12th today.
I know it's for Despite the weather, we made it to our town's local little Easter egg hunt thing that they put on for kids. It was modified since the weather was less than ideal, but Sydney had an absolute blast grabbing some treats and the eggs, and it just, I don't know, she thrives in these social situations and it makes me so happy. So we enjoyed our day doing a little bit of Easter activities. Then I just made a couple of more things to get us started for the next week, like a easy vegetable rice soup. Sydney ended up having this for lunch, and her leftovers were for her school lunch the next day. Very easy. So Sydney loves soup, and so I love having some on hand almost at all times. And I also made some date balls. Very easy once again. I used dates, walnuts, almond butter, just a tiny touch of salt, some vanilla, and coconut shreds, and blended that all up, rolled it into balls. Gosh, it is so good. It's hard not to eat a bunch at a time, but I have to remember there's a lot of dates in there. If you know, you know. And then I went ahead and made some everything bagels, and that is pretty much it for food prep over the last few days. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. I will try to go ahead and vlog a bunch. April vacation is up, so we are doing some staycation things. So yeah, look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next one.